Let's start. And we got a first question. So about the market, because we're watching on the market on a Bitcoin chart right now. And so we are worried about our Lambos, Ben. So
When
yeah,
Lambo, Ben.
when Lambo, Ben. Yeah. So actually, there was a terrible things on the market because of the scam of FTX. And so the first question I want to ask you, so what do you think about this? And how you think, what kind of effects we can see on the market because of this stuff? And so how you, as a co-founder and CEO of Bybit, like work with this stuff right now? Because I know that a lot of people now trying to get their money from the exchange, and so no one's want to trade and no one's want to hold the money on the Bybit as well, and other exchanges. So what do you think about this?
I think overall, from a market perspective, we are definitely getting very close to the bottom, right? Each bear cycle, there is a big bomb. I think this whole FTX incident is really the kind of the last nail on the coffin to kind of lock in we're in this bear market. But I also suspect that there are going to be a lot more ripple effect happening. I think from last week, it was BlockFi that had bankruptcy, and you had a few very small exchange that couldn't process withdrawal. And I think this week we might see Genesis, which is a very big borrowing lending firm in the US. I think they might have something, bankruptcy or whatever news. And then follow that maybe a few more, because Genesis also hold a lot of people's money, right? So I think on the market wise, my gut feeling is telling me that we might still see a 4-digit Bitcoin. This is what my gut is telling me, yeah. And you know, from exchange perspective, last week a lot of people withdraw, but since I think Saturday, people start trading again. But bear in mind, and people need to trade. They need a place to trade. So the moment they withdraw, is panicking. But then you realize the market is moving very quickly. They're like, oh, you know, we want to make some money, and so people are depositing the minimal amount in order to trade. So for Bybit, we start to see a net inflow again since last Saturday. But again, I think the market might go down, and you know, just get ready to pick up some cheap deals, Bitcoins. You ever imagine it go back to 4-digit, right? Yeah.
Okay, Ben, for me, I think that's the main question for our followers. First one, is Russia the important market for Bybit? And is there any chances that Bybit can ban Russian traders? What do you think about it?
Yeah. So with the current moment, we follow the regulators' rules, right? Which is we follow very strict KYC and AML for all of our Russian users. So if someone is on the blacklist, we'll of course ban the account and do all the necessary things. But our approach that we shouldn't just ban the whole country, right? Or whole you know, countries of people, basically.
Nationality,
I don't think Walmart is banning Russian from using it. I don't think Amazon, Alibaba, any of them discriminate against a Russian citizen or Ukraine citizen in that case. So we don't have any plans to do that at the moment, unless globally it becomes a very straightforward thing. But even globally, on the banks, on the commercial items, I don't think Russian citizens or Ukraine citizens are being discriminated. So we will follow that. And so we don't have any recent plan to do that.
And so you also told about the regulator. So, and one more question about the FTX scam. So I guess that it's going to affect the regulations also, because so FTX is a global exchange. So a lot of people lose their money. So what do you think about the regulation? How that could affect all crypto markets? So what could we possibly see after this? I don't know, any like new rules or new laws about the crypto?
I think definitely the US is gonna become very strong on crypto, regulating the existing crypto companies in the US, right? I mean, some other regulator you might see being affected by FTX. I think Singapore is affected, Japan, Korea is affected a lot because simply FTX have a lot of users at these places. I've talked to regulated exchange in Singapore registered, and they were telling me the MAS and the authority been talking to them on a daily basis to make sure that they have the clients fund, everything's safe. So but you know, I think we will move out of it gradually. There are actually more countries even not regulating crypto. Maybe it will pick up the speed to fully regulate crypto. So I think it's a positive thing, and we will move, you know, out of it, and gradually, I think the industry will become more mature. But again, my end take is that look, even in very heavily regulated market, there are bad actors. Regulation does not stop scams. You know, scams still happen whether you regulate it or not. So it's up to the industry, and I think exchanges globally will implement higher strict measurement for proof of reserves to make sure that they can demonstrate a client's money has not been touched. Yeah.
Okay, Ben, how do you see the future of Bybit in 2-3 years, and what innovations should we expect from Bybit side?
Yeah, and you also told that so Bybit here in the market for the long term, and so you're never planned like to make a fast money, and so go out of the market. So this is like connected questions. What's your plan about Bybit? So any features, maybe about spot trading or any other stuff? Just tell us what are you going to do.
Yeah, I think eventually centralized exchange will be served as the gateway to Web3, including trading opportunities. So we are investing heavily into Web3, and so Bybit is actually going to incorporate with a DEX, Apex in 2-3 weeks, and then that means all the users on Bybit will be able to trade on Apex directly with their Bybit balance. All they need to do is an internal transfer to the Web3 wallet, and they'll be able to trade, and the user experience more or less feels the same, right? So I think if we could offer a user a decentralized option to trade, and they will probably most likely choose a decentralized way. And our job is to make sure to guide people there, offer them the usability, you know, ease of use, customer support when they run into problems. But we are preparing to fully embrace Web3. So also our Web3 page, we're going to use Bybit Web3 wallet. You'll be able to directly participate in liquidity mining, all these very sophisticated things that now if you use MetaMask, it takes like 10 steps, right? Creating MetaMask, inject liquidity, put the liquidity token, is so complicated. We're going to get rid of all the things, and then it's literally one click if you want to get a yield from Web3. So these are the things we want to work on that level. Yeah.
So and a lot of people now, a lot of people now thinking about so how to save their money in crypto, and so they're using like different wallets, and so trying to put the money to the wallets, or I don't know, Bitcoin Core or somewhere else. And so I just had a conversation with my friend who's in crypto industry also, and he told me that the next step for the whole crypto industry, and just to make a regulation and to make the atmosphere where everybody could hold their money on the exchange, because this is the only way to grow the industry, because no one can trust themselves like to hold the money on the ledger, on any other cold wallet, because they can lose their seed phrase or so any keys. And so what do you think about this? So that now the crypto industry is too much complicated to regular people who are not in crypto. And so are you going to make it easier to them? So and how do you feel? Is it necessary, or just crypto industry just for small group of really crypto fans, like, you know, geeks in this industry, or a lot of other people who are not in crypto, who are just like interested in financials, so need to come to this?
I agree with that completely. So Bybit Web3 wallet is actually a hybrid centralized and decentralized wallet. It looks like MetaMask. If you go on to Bybit now, Web3, you can create a wallet. But we hold the key in our centralized custodian service. So for ordinary people, like your uncle, your friend who new to crypto, for them to register this wallet is an email address or a phone number, right? So it's the same experience anywhere else. And this is how we are managing to be able to give user the ease of usability. Like we ask ourselves, why does user come to Web3? Well, because the high yield, because NFT they want to own. So in our Web3 page, if you want to participate in Ethereum liquidity staking, it takes is one button. You click, you commit amount, that's it. You get the yield, right? So all of that is incorporated into Bybit. And this is why we actually believe that people don't really, for mass users, the ease of use is the most important. And so we are going to help them. And for example, if you want to pay something with, you have Solana, and you want to buy something on Ethereum, now you have to go through so many steps to convert your tokens. But on the Bybit Web3 wallet, you just click on confirm, and that's it. All the middle steps are conducted by us. And one more thing is when ordinary people use, let's say, liquidity mining and these type of things, for crypto geeks and the very inner core people, they have the time and the luxury to monitor crypto news on Twitter all day long. But regular people don't have jobs, right? So we're going to set up tools, auto take profit, auto stop loss. When the LTV of a liquidity pool is dropping significantly in a day, we have a rug pull prevention, so you can automatically pull out immediately. So all these tools we're going to build in our wallet because it's a centralized and decentralized hybrid. So our job is to bring the mass to crypto, and so this is something we're working on. Yeah.
Ben, what do you think? Is it possible that one day the DEX will have more liquidity than regular exchanges, aka SEX?
I think it's a possibility, but it takes a lot of mass adoption. We need to take people there. We can simply not say, how, like, I agree. A lot of people say if you want really safely secure your token, you create a cold wallet and multi-sig. I mean, that's crazy. Even I don't know how to do it, right? So for regular people, it's just too hard. I mean, okay, you can get a hardware, but we all know hardware is you can lose it, and the seed you can mess it up, and once you lose the seed, you're pretty much fucked. So so we're just gonna make things easier for people. Yeah.
So so I was thinking, so just try to imagine the mass people now. So how they watch on the crypto industry, they see the big exchange, which got a lot of users, a lot of money, but so why should people trust the exchange? So there is no any regulation, and they can do whatever they want. So, and nothing happened with that. So look at the FTX. So yeah, for sure, there are like some conflicts and something is coming, but so a lot of people just lose their money. How you will answer this question? Why people should trust an exchange today?
Yeah, I think eventually we will make it so easy so people don't have to trust exchanges. And I also think with the FTS incidents, exchanges are going to have developed very solid ways to prove that client's money is there and nobody's touching it. We're actually talking to some multiple exchanges in the industry, and to see if we can form alliances and have a special chain, a public chain that focus on very cheap transactions, free transactions, but we can actually store clients' fund on a public address rather than not visible. Because at the end of the day, the proof of reserve, all these things is bullshit. Because if you ask a regular auditor, an auditor can cheat. And also the auditors now that work with crypto company is very small number. All the big ones don't work with crypto companies.
Yeah.
So we still need a real solution to show that we simply cannot touch clients' money and your money is there on chain, right? So I think these things will develop and it's a valid concern. And gradually, I think people is going to, once you bring more users into Web3, people is going to gradually pick decentralized function rather than centralized exchanges function. This is why we are embracing a DEX already. Yeah.
Ben, every time when I see you, you are working. So interesting to know how many hours do you work every day? Do you have weekends, or you work 24 hours, 7 days a week?
Past 2 weeks, I didn't really stop. It was very hard because everyone's panicking. Their clients, customers, and partners, and all these guys talking to me and asking me what's going on. But it is a tough job. In order to be, deliver a good product, it's not so easy. So you have to be quite dedicated.
Okay, okay.
So, and we also talk about the DAX and Web3, but now, so when we see in the market, everybody knows and everybody discounts that there is huge manipulations on the market. Yeah, and so everybody knows that, so like BTC price is manipulative, and so it's everywhere, and every financial market. So that works like this. But so where we would talk about the crypto market. So and as usual, there is no any regulation. We can possibly see the Bitcoin like going down to $9 or $5 or $3,000. So, and what you can say, what is this real? So like, is that a conglomerate of large exchanges or whales, or how does it happen? So who really control the price of Bitcoin? Just in your opinion, I guess you have your thoughts about this.
Look, I think maybe small tokens, you have manipulations. I think by today, the big, like, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the big guys, it's almost impossible to manipulate because there are so many players involved, and even if you try, people have a lot of automation. As far as like institutions, I know pretty much all of the major traditional ones like Tower Research, Hudson River, Citadel, Cumberland, Jump, they all here.
Yeah.
They have 50 to 20, 30 to 50 years of infrastructure connected onto crypto exchanges and also DEX. So whenever the price goes a little bit deviation, there are a massive amount of arbitrage happening. So it's almost impossible, right? And when you go to many regions where there's a financial instability, or even the case like Russia, I think people use crypto not to speculate, or some of them are, but a lot of them use as a way of safe haven, of escaping the current fiat. We have office in Argentina. Argentina currency drops 30% in value every single year.
Yeah.
So the moment people get paid, and they switch to crypto, and those people are not here to go crazy, buy and sell. They are simply using crypto as a financial system. So I think for majority of the regions like Southeast Asia, Africa, Latin America, South America, they already adopt crypto way ahead of everyone else. So I think the game has already started. The momentum has started, and crypto is no longer a small industry. So I don't think anyone can control it. Yeah.
Look like that Ben know but can't talk. Yeah.
Sorry.
Look like but can't talk about it. Yeah.
No, I don't think there's any big whales manipulating the market. I think there are big whales speculating, but I mean, this whole FTX thing. Do you think it's staged? I don't think so. I mean, it happens, right? And nobody know FTX was in this much shit. I mean, nobody know.
Yes. So I understand your position. It's like shit happens, but we cannot control everything on this market. Yeah. And the next question about this. So I used to spoke with one guy who traded the stock market, and he asked me one question. So I want to ask you about that. So when we talk about stock market, and so there is a company like called Apple or Amazon, and so they have their stocks. Yeah. And so the price is going to like from the expectations from the profit that company is getting, also from their growth. And so when we spoke about when we speak about the Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or any other coin, so how do you think why the price is going like this? So why Bitcoin today is cost like 16,000? So why it's not 10,000? Why it's not 100,000? What is real product on it. So because the guys who used to trade the stock market and now coming to crypto, they cannot understand how that works. They cannot understand why the price going high or low. So they just trade like the technical analyst, but so they can understand how that works, like in basic vision.
Yeah, I think that's why crypto is established, like Bitcoin is the digital gold. Why do you trade gold? Right? It's consensus. Consensus is the most powerful thing. And do most people trade Apple because they see the financial statement? No, because they look at Apple, everyone uses fucking Apple and they speculate. So it's general knowledge, right? It's why do you buy a Tesla? Is that because you read the statement? No, because you see a tweet from Elon Musk.
And here's the big green candle, yeah.
Yeah, and you fucking buy his shit, right? So everything I think is consensus. And even Bitcoin, and people believe in it, and it not. Well, there's a few reasons why people believe it. Number one, it cannot be faked, it cannot be duplicated. Unlike most of the other shit, government, fiat, or even token, I mean, stock can be manipulated. I mean, at least in a way that can be printed. Bitcoin cannot because it's a code, right? And the number is finite. And there are a lot of people now. It's the digital gold. So I think this is why people speculate and purchase Bitcoin, to also use it because in comparison, it's so much better than the alternative, the fiat. Yeah.
Ben, in your view, what are the top 5 main qualities of a good trader? What do you think?
So maybe you have a statistics on Bybit, so who lose a lot and who earn a lot. So what the difference between two of those guys?
Yeah. So I was also in Forex before, yeah. So I've been interacting with traders a lot. The ones that are making winnings are number one is always extremely disciplined. Trading is a extremely hard job. If you're just going to go party and not disciplined, and you typically lose. So all the winning guys I met they have a whole ritual, right? Every day they wake up at 6, they go to gym, they sit in the computer for certain hours, and it's not an easy job. And if you want to be a top trader, you need to commit, 13 hours, 14 hours a day in front of the screens to be able to capture these market movements. So I'm just saying a day trader, right? But of course, you can be an investor. That means you invest in long term of things. Then you don't need to commit so much time. But if you're a day trader, it's a very tough job. And typically, I see these guys get drained out after 2-3 months, and they have to take a month off just because they are so drained and their eyes cannot handle it. And so if I were to put money in any day trader, I need to look for someone like that, extremely disciplined and and basically work all day long.
Okay.
And what's for you? So like, what do you prefer, trade or invest? So I know you prefer to make products for this market, but so what's the easier way to make money on crypto market? Because so when we talk about invest, so a lot of people bought the Bitcoin like when it was.
I'm a shit trader. I haven't finished my thing.
That's why you make the exchange. Yeah.
Yeah. Number one is discipline. Number two is able to control your because all the temptation of life, like anger, like fucking desire for sex and all that shit, like it's very zen, right? I simply have too much anger. Whenever I trade, I get very impulsive. I when I lose, I get fucking frustrated. So I'm not a good trader. And this is why I'm not trading, because I always lose whenever I trade. Yeah, that's just me. Yeah.
Yes. So, and when we talk about investment, so I know a lot of people who bought a Bitcoin like when it was 30 or 40,000 per Bitcoin, and so now they're sitting the Bitcoin is 16,000, and we talk that Bitcoin could possibly see the 4 digits. Yeah, and so As an investor, so do you really believe in Bitcoin and is going like to price like 1,100 or 3,100 or so? So what do you think about the future? So what prices we could possibly see?
Well, I think it's definitely gonna go to 100K. 100K is easy. It's an easy target for next bull run, right? So for me, I'm still accumulating. Whenever price dumps, I mean, I'm just buying a little bit more. Whenever I have some extra cash, I buy some more Ethereum or Bitcoin. These are the tools I buy. Yeah, I think you never know when is the bottom, and typically you cannot buy the bottom, buy the dip. It's very hard. But I know the general market now is bear, so you know, I just buy along the way. Yeah. And you drop the average purchase price. You drop your average entry price. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, like a CEO of Bybit, what is the main indicators that you control every day? What numbers? What you score? What is important for you?
You mean to look at the market?
I mean, like a CEO of Bybit, maybe quantity of first deposit or etc.
Oh, well, for us, it's really first time users. So
First time user.
yeah, because in this market, user acquisition is everything, especially new users acquisition. So everyone and almost all the departments are chasing for new users acquisition. And of course, in the beer market like now, it's very hard to acquire new users because simply there's no user as after FTX, right? But you still gotta try and see what we can do to, you know, gain more users and yeah, grow the platform. Yeah.
If we talk about users, so I guess you got a metric. So how many % of users still trading after a year? So when they register, and so after a year, how many % of users are still trading or investing? So what do you think about it? Because my thought that a lot of people come into cryptos that just simply lose their money and they go out of there. So.
I think it's very different now because Bybit is now we have all these other products. I think when we were a purely derivative exchange, the general lifetime of a client, I think would be 6 months, right? After on average 6 months, you don't see the users, or you see some of them being very aggressive, right? But it's the law is always the same. It's 70% that's losing and 30% is winning. I mean, that's the same law with any stock market and forex and all that. But what's more interesting is Bybit now have fiat and spot and earn. So we actually have a lot of clients that don't really trade, and they simply buy and hold, and then they keep it on you. So they look at Bybit as a bank rather than a trading venue. So I would say on average has gone up quite a bit, and we still have NFT and all these other things. So the overall general lifetime of a client has increased. Yeah.
And I asked my community about the Bybit, so what I'm expecting from the platform, and a lot of people ask me, are you going to be like full-fledged spot trading platform? Because so there are not too much coins on spot on Bybit right now. So are you going to like run this market? Because so this is very interesting. Sometimes we just like to buy something, yeah, like to buy some coins and just hold this. What do you think about? What's your plan about spot trading?
Spot, we're listing a lot more pairs. I think now we have like 200 something pairs. Pretty much all the major ones has been listed, and now Bybit is becoming one of the top venues for new product or new projects to list. So I'm expecting we're gonna list up a lot more, and also our spot is 0 fee, and this is why a lot of spot users like to use Bybit because it's 0 fee. You know, all of it. Yeah.
Ben, it's very interesting. What do you think about meme coins like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu and all another meme coins? Can we see new all-time high on these coins?
I mean,
Leon asked
Doge.
because he bought a lot of stuff this.
Yeah, I have some Doge. Because Elon is going crazy on Doge. Yeah. No, I mean, meme coin has its a cycle. Yeah, it's like all the coins. Sometimes it goes down, and when the whole meme coin starts, all of them goes up, right? So we actually work with Doge very very deeply. We are going to incorporate the Doge chain, and I think we're going to be the first exchange to do that. And meme coin overall, I think they just have a big community, and they can make some influence as well. So it's definitely one type of coins that you should diversify into, I guess. Yeah.
And you also told a couple times about an NFTs. So, and now if we see the NFT market, so the most of this lose about like 95% of their prices. So do you really believe in this market, or is just simply a JPEGs? And so there was like a hype of this industry, and so that is not going like this another time. So what do you think?
No, I think NFT is here to stay. It's just some of the NFTs probably not going to last through this winter. But you're always going to have the OGs like the punk, the ape, whatever.
Yeah.
But NFT, I think, is here to stay because it would probably in the next bull run or the next circle, it would have some new type of NFT existing, and then it will become a big hype. It might not necessarily be the punk on the ape, but there's people's gonna figure out a new way built on NFT. So NFT, I think, is infrastructure. I think it still matters, right? It's like Ethereum. Although some things dies on Ethereum, but when the new cycle comes, new things will be existing on Ethereum, and you can go from there, right? Yeah.
So the people who wants to earn, who make some money on NFTs need to find a new way of using this, I guess. Yeah. Because
well, I think a new way is going to come out.
Yeah.
So this is why
And
we're focused on
and
that.
find a new drop in McDonald's, yeah? Who hold NFTs now?
Sorry?
I tell that find the new drop in McDonald's holders of NFT now, yeah?
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
go.
I wanted to ask you about the BitDAO, because so a lot of people knows that the BitDAO just connected with the Bybit. So and it may be a revelation for many, but I like read the white paper of the BitDAO and understand that's like not the token of the Bybit. So you're connected as an investor, but so that doesn't work the like direct way that's the BitDAO is a token of Bybit. So my question is, but I understand actually that you have like control levers of this. So, and could you tell us what are your plan on Bybit or on BitDAO, and are you going to develop this something, or so how that works now, and what are you going to do with this? So what's your expectation and plans?
Yeah, so Bybit is the biggest contributor, and we are the biggest token holder. And that means a lot of the decisions made in BitDAO, we have a major influence, right? So in the past, we've contributed close to 1 billion, and now with the BitDAO token in the treasury, it's almost 2 billion, right? It makes BitDAO the largest DAO in the world. But BitDAO has been running very independently. Like the project they support, you can see it doesn't really relate to Bybit, right? Game
Yeah,
7,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Africa DAO, Pleasure DAO is very Web3 native, and that's the original intention. Is we want to support the development of Web3, and in a way, I think Bybit eventually will be benefiting. And so BitDAO is running an independent team by Wayne Ranger. That's the lab, that's the foundation, and they're mostly all over the world, but they have a few employees also in the US. Okay. So I'm very bullish on the project because I think the team had spent the past 6 months trying the sub-DAO model, which I don't think it works. It's proven that sub-DAO doesn't really work, at least in the benefit for the token holder. And also the treasury, for some reason, does not relate to the token. So if the treasury grow, you would assume that the token price go up, but it doesn't. So you can see that the treasury grows every day, but the token is decreasing.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
It's time to
you
go
realize,
up.
so then we realized, okay, the team is like, well, you need use case for the token in order for it to go up. So that's why they're launching a layer 2, which is it's like layer 1. Yeah, it's like a chain, and Bit token will be used as gas. Okay, so once this is going to be launched most likely January. Okay, when that launched, that means it will have its own DEX, its own Oracle like Chainlink, its own many infrastructures, and also project can deploy it directly on the layer 2. And because it's an Ethereum layer 2, it will be completely compatible with Ethereum and it will be faster, right? So I think I'm bullish on these things. And once that's launched, the treasury will serve as the ecosystem fund to support whatever project wants to launch on the layer 2. So only if you launch on the layer 2, you will get subsidy from BitDAO. And that's how, and then if you choose to do so, Bybit will help the project to do listing, launchpad, launch pool on Bybit. So you have the whole ecosystem play. So I think I'm bullish on that, and in the future of BitDAO moving towards that direction. Yeah.
Thank you
Ben,
for your answer.
Ben, what do you think? When can we see the end of crypto winter and the new bull run?
So because we need the summer, I get my hat, the new hat for the summer. So and actually, when you need to see the Bybit logo next year here.
Yeah, they are going to put it there. Yeah, this year. Yeah. Next, and I don't know, man. I think the ripple effect for this whole FTX maybe 2-3 months, 2-3 more months, and I mean, but things are moving quick in crypto. So maybe after one month, everyone forgets. You never know. So, but my gut is telling me maybe 2-3 months.
Yeah. So a couple more questions. So, so the crypto industry now is quite big. And so this is simply connected with a global macro and stock market. So we can see how the S&P 500 correlate with the Bitcoin price. So, and now a lot of people, and so if we see like 3 or 5 years before, that doesn't work like this. And so Bitcoin price was going so high and lower. It doesn't connect it with the S&P 500. What do you think? So in the future, is it going to be works together because the crypto industry is too big and so money moving just through the markets, or so we could possibly see again the way where the Bitcoin just will live their own life? So what do you think about it?
Can you rephrase the question? Bitcoin have its own life? What do you mean? Yeah.
So I mean, so now it's absolutely connected with the stock market, with this S&P 500, and they're moving together. So, but before, so I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, so it was just absolutely different. So S&P 500 could go to the bottom, but the Bitcoin was growing. So what do you think about it?
I think it's already, you mean if it's still going to be packed, right? I think gradually it would, depack. I mean, these couple of days, because what happens with crypto, depack, right? But a lot of it still with users and investors' confidence. When people are believing things, they typically invest into more things, right? But what I think the use case for crypto is actually not to be same as any other financial product and instrument, because those are centralized. So you have inflation that plays a role that would affect the macro of things, and also the overall economy, which is also controlled, centralized. And Bitcoin gradually and crypto will be seen as an alternative. So it's a replacement of the other one, not the overall, right? So, and this is why I think in the long run it would depack. But obviously when we gain everyone's confidence back, currently is not so high.
Yeah. So,
but is it possible that one day crypto market will be bigger than stock market? What do you think?
I think it's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just about the replacement. So do you think that's like one day we will buy, I don't know, the water or any stuff at the shop paying the Bitcoin, or it's not impossible and the crypto market is just a speculative market for traders and investors, or so we will see like something like now we work with dollars or so any other currency. What do you think about it? What's your opinion?
I think the first step is to I think first step, the stablecoin will take the major role in the adoption of crypto, and there are, you know, like I think USDC, it's and USDT and even DAI, all these guys gradually more and more people is going to take more stablecoins. Like I was actually in a conference just now with a bunch of family office in Singapore, and a lot of them actually, because of FTX, they are buying crypto now, but they are not buying Bitcoin or Ethereum. They're buying USDT. They know it's going to reach bottom very soon, and they want to get ready. So they know they want to build up their ammo until they think it's good time, and they're going to come in, right? So again, I think a lot of places is going to gradually first adopt a stablecoin, because that's something people are familiar to, is in the crypto form. To be honest, I don't think Bitcoin would ever be used for daily purchase, because Bitcoin represents the digital gold. You don't take a chunk of gold to a supermarket to buy stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But
we'll buy this.
It's something you go to as part of your portfolio, as your investment, all right,
Yeah.
as your overall asset. But when you want to buy things, you sell maybe some Bitcoin, become kind of stable coin, and you go spend. So I think that's how I envision it's gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah, and just two small questions. So do you trust the USDT? Because a lot of false news about this right now. So every time when somebody got a scam like an FTX, so every people in the market starting discussing what's going on with the USDT, because like that's the biggest stable coin in the market. So everybody worried about this. What do you think about USDT? Do you trust them, or and what do you think how they need to represent their assets to make people believe in them?
I think they definitely need more transparency. You know, but they are massive. They are the biggest, and people typically believe they're too big to fail. But you know, luckily we have different alternatives in the market. You have USDC, which I think run by Circle, which is probably more regulated, and then you have DAI, which is completely decentralized, right?
Yeah.
You know, is don't put all your eggs into one thing. Spread them. You know, have some USDT, have some USDC. I don't know. Maybe USDC might have a problem at some point. Then you put some in DAI, so you always kind of balance your own bags, right? And you never know which one is going to have a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And the last one. Give us a small advice to every people who will watch this video. So what do you need to do today to make money on crypto? So like in a distance like a year or 2 or 3 years. So what's your strategy? What could you recommend? Just a small piece of advice.
I think you should run a DCA. Bybit just released the DCA bot. So you can do a weekly little bit purchase, $100 a month if you want, or a week, whatever. But buy some, get some crypto, and especially in the bear market, it's a very good exercise to do. You never know when it's going to reach the bottom, so you buy a little every week. I think the next bull run is going to go crazy, and I think Bitcoin will reach more than 100,000. Maybe
we hope so.
Maybe at some point 1 million. You know, you never know. And I think these things happens, but we will move on and the industry becomes stronger. But yeah, I'm still very bullish on the whole crypto. Yeah.
We too. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, because you find a time for us. I know that you are quite busy person, so you don't have any weekend. But thank you so much. That's very interesting, and I think that's going to be very helpful and positive for our communities and for our users, because a lot of people now worried about the crypto market. So you are so positive, you are so bullish. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. See ya.
See you, Ben. Bye.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.